Oh, I have solved the issue with slight wall emptiness in my room. Meet my chair and my skull with it. It's plastic. Don't worry about it. He's not real. He's just very decorative and it makes for a nice companion, especially on the video that's gonna be talking about past lives. So one of the topics that a lot of people on the occult get very much hung up upon is past lives. And that hung up tends to be in ways that's not productive and outright emotionally damaging to other people. One of the things that is the closest thing that you can get to actually proving something spiritual is past lives, because the running theme is if I have a past life and I can get sufficient enough details and I can introduce myself to the family that I had in my past life, I can prove spirituality either to myself or to other people. So, what tends to happen is that people either go insane trying to track down details that may have or may have not happened. There are quite a few people that wrote whole books about past lives with details that kind of added up, but then when they tried to investigate it in the real life, it completely fell through. Or they cause a lot of grief to other people by, trying to pretend to be their relatives. Of course, there's also the megalomania part of it, where all of the I was a very high ranking something in my past life. And this tends to range from I was a king or a queen or anything that, we hold up to a high status, to believing that you were a supernatural creature. I was a dragon, or I was an angel, or I was a demon. And these bits, they matter really a lot to people. It's kind of like a desire to feel special and to feel validated in, well, maybe I'm not special right now, but I was special. And I'm hanging on to that idea that I was special. In reality, whether or not past lives are real does not really matter. You can gain some useful information from doing past life meditations, but you should really frame the scenario differently from it matters to me if it happens or didn't happen, or I want the scenario to prove spirituality to me. You should really frame it as what can I learn from it and add it to my current life going forward. Because if past lives are a thing and you believe in it and it is entirely part of your belief system, then that book is done and done. It was opened, it was closed. It doesn't really matter where it ended, whether it ended on a cliffhanger or whether it ended on a happy note. It is done. It is finished. Perhaps there are things that that version of you and your current version of you share, some sort of anxieties or fears or whatever, and investigating that can add to your current practice by going, where is my anxiety of water coming from? Oh, I think I might have drowned in my past life. Either way, you're going to be working through that anxiety in the here and now. The past bit doesn't really come into it, but you can use it as a tool to help you work through the here and now. But that's if you utilize past lives correctly. The complete and correct utilization is to go, it needs to prove my spirituality to me, or I need to prove my spirituality to other people by harassing poor strangers that have lost a loved one, or, I was special, therefore I'm gonna carry myself like I am special because I lack self validation in my life. In general, if you don't want to go completely batshit bonkers, it's better to explore these things as if they are not real, because if they are real or not, it doesn't really matter. Explore it as if it's a metaphorical thing and think about how it connects to your current lived experiences, what you're going through, and whether you can get something that you can use in the current time. Personally, I have had a couple of weird experiences, and let's say that they have lasted for total of seconds. I don't know if that version of me ever existed or not. I do know that that version of me was talking a language that I can't speak, but that is very close to where I was born, and therefore I was able to get the sentences into Google Translate, and it made perfect sense. Now, you could argue that at some point as a kid, I might have picked up said sentences because that country of past me wasn't that far away, and the life story was a bit of a personal drama where if you look at it from the outside, it's, a molehill, but if you're the one experiencing personal drama, it can become a mountain where things that feel like they have very obvious solutions might not be very obvious to you, such as, going against your parents' wishes, going against your husband's wishes, like going behind the back of somebody, or having even like an argument with a neighbor. If you distance yourself from the situation, it might be a nothing, but if you're the one experiencing the situation, it can be like really, really important to you. So the situation that I've experienced, it was a fairly mundane thing, and I was speaking a language that was not my own, but a country that was very near to the country that I was born in. And it looked fairly believable, but I'm not gonna go and chase the details because I sought out that experience with very particular questions, and those questions did get answered. And that's it. That book is closed. That is no longer me, if that was ever me. This is me now. This is me at the current time. So while that meditation was useful for me, I wouldn't really go and build this whole big case in the spiritual community about it, because in the end, it is a deeply personal thing that is not really meant to be delved in big details. It is meant to just answer some personal questions and help you with whatever you're going through right now and whatever you're dealing in, the current state. I did not delve deeper. I had witnessed more possibilities that were also very, very brief. But I am a spiritual person and I work with my spirits, and the consensus agreement of me and my spirituality and my spiritual team, you can't just say that it's me, me, and me, but I believe spirits to be external, so it's me and my spiritual team for me, is that it is not a useful direction to, well, pursue in great detail because you have your current life to live. There is a current you that's doing current things. Digging up what is done and over with is not gonna be helpful and can be absolutely detrimental. So, should you even pursue like past life meditations or trying to reach some version of you that's not you? That is up for you to decide. But if you do decide to pursue it, don't go insane over it. Don't go harassing other people over it. Don't make it into something that it's not even like trying to be. Just let it be what it is, which is a bit of a funky brain vision, and figure out how that funky brain vision can help you with the current thing that you're doing and, the current thing that you're engaged in. Because some of these funky brain visions, they might not even be real. They might just be metaphors or parallel situations or anything along that line. And once again, really, whether it's real or not is not the question. It's more of a whether it's helpful to you or not. I suppose. The spirituality do spiritual things. Anyway, I think that I've made my point 3 times over now, because I do be like that, and sometimes I will just reiterate same thing over and over again. I thought that it was an important thing to be said, because way too many people just really get hung upon that thing when they have their own life to live in the here and now with their current relatives and their current friends and their current little life dramas that every single person has happening to some extent. And even if your past life, like that you saw, ended in some sort of like a cliffhanging tragedy, that is done. It's like a book that has been written. It is closed, it is sealed, you can't unseal it, you can't undo it. It's not helpful to get hung up upon it when you're writing a new book right now, which is your own life, which is the thing that you're going through. And no matter your past life or not, you're still gonna deal with the things that you deal with in your current one. So while it might explain the why or give you a bit of a helpful direction to pursue, it's not gonna fundamentally change anything about what you're currently experiencing. So there we go. This has been a shorter video than my normal ones. I have a couple of topics like that I just want to cover in short bursts that I don't have like hours and hours and content upon, but I feel like it's still kind of important to view and discuss. And then there's, of course, topics that I want to cover in longer bursts. So thank you for joining me on this short video. What do you think about it all? What do you think about past lives? Do you think, that that's real, that that's not real? What importance does it play in your life? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Either way, I wish you all the best. I hope to hear your opinions down below. It's always great to have engagement and comments and to read what other people have to say so that I don't just feel like a person talking at a camera, because that is what I do until I post the video and other people can actually watch it and put their opinions in there and get a discussion going. That's the rewarding bit of video production. Thank you for staying with me. If this is your first time with my channel, I do gaming videos, gaming talking videos, and occult videos. I'm not gonna change that. I am sorry. It's just like 3 directions at once. it is what it is. I hope that I'm gonna see you in my other videos later. And toodaloo for now. Bye-bye.